Okay, so yeah. Oh, so maxing. Let's talk about it. Maxing. Um, so I was in Barcelona and somebody kept talking about like aura maxing and money maxing. And I think I've heard like people talk about looks maxing, like young boys, young men do that, this thing called looks maxing. So I was like, ooh, I want to max the miracles. So that's where this was born. And um, since your tech is down, your Wi-Fi might not be super strong, I can add you to the wait list or to the email list of the plot twist because this is a bonus call um, to as part of the plot twist experience that I created, I believe in June. And it was a 3-day experience where I led live recordings on my plot twist method, which is basically what the process I've designed and created to transform any relationship and manifest everything I desire. Like this is how I do it. And so I put it all together into a coherent, cohesive methodology that anybody can use at any point to transform situations in their lives, transform relationships, manifest money, manifest freedom, manifest whatever it is just by doing this work because it takes into account all of the um, how to align the brain, heart, and body. So, the heart is designed to bring us our joy. We follow our joy and our desires that are shown to us through our heart. What does our heart desire? And then our mind is designed to keep us safe and to look out for the things that will attack us or keep us in danger. But we can train our mind to um, seek out what we want it. We can send it out to find what we want it to find and bring back evidence of what we desire. And then the last piece of this really is getting our body on board, our nervous system. So we can know things intellectually. We can know, oh, I am safe. It is safe to receive. It is safe to follow my joy. It is safe to be happy. But if our body doesn't believe it, because it has stored pain and trauma and messages, then what I teach is the piece of the puzzle where we're normalizing the elevated emotions of our desires through rehearsing our future memories. And through one thing that I believe and I always have believed is really important is processing our emotions. We don't disregard them, we don't ignore them, we validate our emotions and our experiences. Um, but the difference is that I'm going to talk about today in miracle maxing is we don't live there. We don't live in our wounds. We don't live in the identity of the person who has had these experiences. In fact, we see the identity of our highest visions and we master the dance between the quantum and the physical realms by identifying more and more and more with who we are becoming. So that's really like the overview of the plot twist method and today's miracle maxing. I want to talk more about how we can continually retrain and reconnect with our highest visions so that we don't stay in the loops that keep us stuck in patterns. So I have some coffee here and I have some water here. Feel free to get what you want. And if you have your purple pen and journal, grab your grab your journal and notebook. Get comfortable. Make sure you are comfortable, whether you're watching this live or on the replay. Let's create a beautiful experience right now. I also have a candle right here in front of me, and I'm in my wonderful office with lights surrounding me everywhere, but it still looks dark back there. I don't know why. I don't know why. I need overhead lights. But anyway, I'm so thrilled with where life has been taking me, into a new mastermind space where we are really, where these people, these women speak the language. And it's like so fun to meet somebody for the first time and say, "Hey, how are you doing?" And she goes, "Oh, well, I am just in my blah, blah, blah whatever stage." And she starts talking this quantum nonsense language. And I'm like, "Oh my God, really?" I love that. Me too. Where the conversations are real and they're about like magic and miracles. They're not about like, "Oh, well, I have an aching back and the weather is this and da da da, and my ex-husband did that and blah blah blah." It's all about the expansive opportunities that life is showing us all the time. And where we focus our attention, focus goes, energy flows where focus goes, right? One of my favorite Facebook posts that I repost every year or so, it starts out with, "We mold the clay of our life with our focused attention." So we truly mold our lives. Our lives are interactive, they're dynamic, they're alive right now. And leading edge creators, visionaries, healers, leaders, speakers, they live on the edges of reality, always pushing to the next thing, and often living outside of the comfort zone. So this is where we're mastering the dance. And if we can always remind ourselves that I'm going to bring my greatest self here to this moment and be in our present moment, that is where we are so, so powerful. And what I want to bring today is excitement and energy toward your vision, the vision that you are bringing into your life, your true life experience, so that you can pour even more energy and emotion into it, and you can start to act more like your next level self, the version of you who's doing things that would have scared the version of you a month ago, 6 months ago, a year ago. Would have been like, "Oh my God, what are you doing? Who do you think you are?" And you know who you are. You are a divine feminine goddess here on the leading edge of life. And you are here not just for you. You know that your evolution, your growth, your transformation into being her, the woman who you came here to be, is having a positive, powerful ripple effect on everyone in your field. In your field, not just next to you, but in your field, people who can feel you energetically. Now, in the first plot twist, day one, I reminded us that there are two important days in our lives: the day we're born and the day we know why. The day we realize, we feel, we know our purpose. And we're led to our purpose through our desires. Maybe you desire to be in a certain relationship 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago, and you look back and you go, "Why would I choose that relationship?" But that relationship, even if it was painful, perhaps even if it led you down to experiencing a lot of wounding and trauma and patterns, perhaps it led you to a new place where you learned to take your power, to heal yourself, and to become this version of you who is a leader, who is here to change the world through your transformation. And our desires, they are placed on our hearts uniquely. Like nobody has the same desires as me. Nobody has the same desires as you. And that's how we know they're given to us. And we are here on purpose, for purpose, and with purpose. We really, really matter. Each and every one of us. When you walk into a room and think, oh, these people are so much bigger and more successful and better than me, that doesn't exist. It's not a thing. That's the ego talking. Did you have a question?
Yes. Uh, yes, I've heard you talk about this many, many times, and often it's like I feel that I can have you know many purposes, many identities. It's
Yeah.
like, my brain is so I don't know what to say, it's just processing all the time. And I I know it's to me it's a brain thing. I don't know. Hey, hello. To me it's like I have a difficulty like picking one way. Like, okay, this I'll go this way. But
Mm-hmm.
it's like it's that's a challenge for me. Like I
Well,
have many things I want to do. It's like, okay, this way or this way. Okay, maybe I can do both. And then my brain is just like circling around, and I can be. Yeah, I mean it's a process, and it's about putting things into action.
yes.
Uh,
Okay, first of all, you are the only one who experiences that. No, I'm kidding.
yeah, right, right. I mean, have you experienced that as well?
Elaine,
I'd
can you
like
respond? Can you
I'd like confirmation on
relate?
this, because
Yes. Okay, that's one of our gifts. As women, we are multi-passionate and we are easily like we're scanning the environment all the time. Part of that, I believe, is because of past conditioning and looking out and being what's that word? Looking for danger, vigilant because of upbringing and environment, and partly because that's a gift that women have, because when you are a mother, you have to be able to multitask, right? And um, more masculine bodies are designed to be very focused, and that's why a man can go to work, sit there for 8 hours, and hardly even eat. Sometimes they're just like, I'm focused on a job. And so I'm really glad you brought that up, because what I want to really talk about today is developing a little bit more balance and discipline around um, focusing our attention, not just on one thing, but I do want to invite you to focus on one area of your life that you want to miracle max. Like it could be money, it could be relationships, it could be parenting, it could be family, it could be home, it doesn't matter. Like if you took a year and you said, I really want to blow this up in the year. Well, so for me, I'm really focused on my business right now. I'm putting all of my energy there. And why that's important is that I know that putting my energy into my business, into who I'm becoming as this speaker and leader and visionary, I will by default become healthier in my body. I will by default become more engaged in my personal relationships. And I'm trusting that, and I'm writing that into my script, that I don't, it doesn't mean it's a all or nothing. But here's the finer point that I know is important. Um, but I've talked recently about 10xing your life. Dr. Benjamin Hardy, he's an amazing guy who talks about how to 10x your life, which is the way I see it, the way you guys might relate is like, say, I talk about like, okay, I can become a better butterfly or better caterpillar and just move faster and have incremental upgrades, or but I don't want to. I don't want to keep grinding away for just a little bit more and a little bit more. I want to quantum leap. I want to become a butterfly in my business. And what that means is I'm going to have to cut away a lot of the distractions and be really intentional with how I spend my time, how I spend my thoughts, how I use my words. And so that might mean I am going out, being less social with my friends, but maybe I'm social with the friends. This has been my reality. The friends of mine who want to play pickleball, who want to lift weights, who want to go on my hill walks. Like my social life can be more focused into an area that I know as I become stronger and cleaner and healthier through my lifestyle habits, my business will experience the results and benefits of that. So I think what you were really sort of focusing on, what your question was where do I focus in terms of what my purpose is? Like, who am
Yeah,
I as a leader or business person? Is that correct?
yeah, but it's also because, and maybe you have experienced that as well. I have a soft side that I really like,
Mm-hmm.
and that I want to use. Sometimes, I feel okay, maybe I should just, you know, use this more soft side. And, and then I have the other one that is more masculine, more leader kind of
Yeah.
side.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, okay, what do I choose? Or how do I, can I combine these two? So I don't
Yeah.
know, and then again, it's like something I don't.
I literally experience that all the time. And I think you may be experiencing that, like you're watching some people who you admire, and you're like, oh, I really like how they're gentle and soft and compassionate. Oh, I really like their driven, their drive, and their
Yeah,
clarity. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
And this is where focus will really help you a lot, where you can definitely, expose yourself and put yourself in rooms with the people who inspire you 100%. But, and really remove yourself also. One of the big things I'm always saying is shut out the noise, turn down the volume on the external inputs,
Mm,
and turn up the volume from inside, because that is your truth. The truth that needs to come through you is, I experience the same thing. I think probably most of humanity does right now, because social media is so intense. I mean, it's really an addiction. It's very difficult to put down our phones and to stop. Oh, I need that, I need that, I need that. And that level of discipline, I believe, is one of the things that will separate the real leaders from the followers. And I mean, honestly, I'm kind of like, I get that. I'm totally in that space where I know what's coming through me. And I've had similar thoughts as you. It's like, wait, I really like that. I really like that. And I'm like, nope, tune all of it out and allow my true voice to come through. Um, so I think that that's a really great question and something to write into your script. My true, authentic voice is coming through. And through the integration work, if you watch day one of Plot Twist, which I will get you on the mailing list since you weren't able to sign up this morning, day one talks all about the inner manipulators. Um, and those are the performers that we have inside of us. People pleasing Patty, or you could be like harsh Henry, like, oh, we've got to be disciplined, we've got to do it like this. And there is that perfect medium that we always get to find within ourselves, and we do it through metacognition, thinking about our thinking, when we go, oh, I wonder why I was like drawn to change my, say that thing when I didn't really feel it, or why I go back and forth between being soft and compassionate versus hard and disciplined. And then we can have an inner conversations. And those conversations with ourselves are super revealing. And they do not happen when we are constantly distracted and our minds are going a million miles an hour about what I should be doing right now and where I should be, who I should be acting like, what I should be talking, blah, blah, blah. That overwhelm is what takes us away from our power. And Helene knows I've talked to her about this a million times. I talk to myself about it all the time. It's like overwhelm, while I say it's a choice, it is a challenge to overcome and to shut out the shoulds. But when we really look at those inner manipulators that we have, because why I say they're inner manipulators, and this really landed with me a couple of years ago, is when I realized when I'm behaving a certain way in front of somebody that is not how I wanted to, like I'm doing something I wouldn't want to do, I am manipulating that person to continue to approve of me, like me, keep me around, or whatever. We are the manipulators. People pleasers are the manipulators. When you can own that and go, fuck, I'm the one maintaining this relationship in this way that it is that I don't like. That's when you really take your power back. And so in Plot Twist Day One, I give examples of a bunch of different inner manipulators, but you can certainly come up with a lot of your own through conversations. Helene and I came up with just like there is no set amount, right? It's kind of like overwhelmed Olga, fake Fran. Like you can just look at how you're behaving in a certain way and go, wait, why am I doing that? That's not what I would be doing if I felt in my power. And whatever you think about Elon Musk, I remember this quote he said, and it just really was the most amazing, like, boom. He said, you can offer me money, you can offer me power. I don't care. Because he knows, I mean, he is a man who knows what he wants. And I think his neurodivergence serves that. I think the neurodivergent, characteristics of people on the spectrum are served because they can really focus and tune out societal norms and things like that. Not that doesn't mean that they don't experience pain. Trust me, I know. But my point is that when we can really know our North Star and feed it, fuel it constantly, and that's really what miracle maxing is about. Really keeping that at the front of our life. We don't have to always have the same personality. We can show up differently based on what is running through us at the time. What is true for me right now? So that might answer your question of like, who do I be? How do I be? It's like, what's real for me right now? And trusting that. I love that
Yeah,
question.
That's good.
makes sense, Gina.
So I'm going to do a real quick recap of the plot twist highlights because this is my method and I promise this is powerful stuff. So let's see, the first step, and they're all ours, so it's easy to remember. The first step is we reveal. We reveal to ourselves and we admit and allow our true desires. And if your true desire is a Louis Vuitton bag, great. There's a reason for that. Don't deny that. If your true desire is to be in sunshine, or if your true desire is to play pickleball or to play the drums or to be on a stage or to whatever, you know a true desire, and you can call your desires surface or shallow or whatever. But if you really desire something and you want something, in your pursuit of it, you will be shown whether it's a core desire or a surface desire intended to fulfill a whole. But don't judge it. Look at, so then when we reveal, admit, and allow our true desires, I'll get to, and we go a little bit deeper. Why do I want that? Why do I want a partner? Why do I want more clients? Why do I want a bigger business? Why would I want to be on stage? We can dig deeper and get to know ourselves. And the safer we are with ourselves, the deeper we can dig and pull out hidden shit. And, for me, I resisted wanting money for a long, long time. I was like, I don't understand why I would want it. It doesn't make sense to me. It's confusing. It's overwhelming. It means I would have to buy more houses and boats and cars and things. I mean, I really told myself these stories because I saw people with money doing all this crazy stuff. And now I get it because it enables me to put myself in rooms where I can connect more with my truth. I can get my message out more clearly. I can own this work and I can impact more people. And I realize by me staying small, I'm not impacting that many people. And if you are somebody, which I know you two are, who has something important and valuable for people to learn, and you are going through your growth process and you refuse to answer the call, there's an ego thing getting in the way and keeping you from helping the people who need you. And when as the people I've helped, the hundreds of women I have helped in some way, shape, or form over these years, has proven to me that my work is so important, not only for them, but for their children and for everybody else in their field. The ripple effect is real. And so I want anybody out there who's like, oh, who cares about me and what I have to say, and it's so small. That thinking needs to change because it's so valuable. I cannot underestimate how valuable it is for us to do our part in healing the planet. And we do it in the ways that we are led to. So we are going to reveal our true deepest desires and admit them and put them down on paper and know they're on purpose. And they're leading us down they're leading us down our unique pathway. In pursuing our desires and acting in alignment with them, we reveal the inner manipulators. You'll go into, when I went into Barcelona and I was in had the Airbnb with 5 other women, and they're showing off their dresses that they brought, because we were supposed to like bring themed kind of clothes. It was very cool, very much out of my comfort zone because I'm wear my uniforms. But I was down for it. I'm like, I'm going all in. I'm definitely going for it. And I mean, some of these women are like, they lead like big retreat things and do all this dance and crazy stuff. And this other woman does high-end branding for these very, very successful, powerful women in Paris. And I mean, they're blowing my mind what these other women do. And I'm like, whoa. And I started to shrink inside. And I'm like, oh my God. And I noticed my inner manipulator just becoming weird. And it was just so weird. I noticed myself shrinking, but I was noticing it. It was metacognition. I'm like, oh, look at me. That's interesting. And the next morning, I actually said something to one of the other girls and had a really lovely conversation because I was able to just be like safe with it. I'm like, wow, I noticed I was weird. And I think I might have said something weird to you. Did I? And if I did, I'm so sorry. But like when we can be with ourselves and so in the moment, that's our power again. But noticing our inner manipulators and like, oh, if I'm people pleasing Patty or performing or whatever, um, it really is like such a beautiful evolution and truth telling for ourselves. And then we can write a new script and we can see the dirty deals we make where maybe we agree to do something that we really didn't want to. And like, why did I do that? That's crazy. Because we can see if how we are relating to the people around us. And we don't judge ourselves, we just observe. Be the gentle observer because we're not here to make ourselves wrong. We're here to see ourselves clearly. And once you see the script, you can't unsee it. And then, so the reveal, that's day one. And then day two is all about rewriting and rewiring. So we rewrite, we ditch those dirty deals of the roles. The roles, oh, I've got to be the best mom, I got to be the best wife, I got to be this, da, 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 da. I mean, we play these roles rather than being the best me, and we follow rules. So we're going to ditch the roles and rules and rewrite our own more authentic ones. Like a lot of families have this rule that like when you go over to grandma's house, you have to give her a kiss. Like, why? When you are, I don't know, out on a date, you have to do this. Or when I don't have good examples, but you know, all the rules that you've been conditioned to believe. If you are the wife, these are your jobs. And you can see that we're rewriting a lot of rules. And we really do get to write our own rules for our life that feel empowering to us and ditch the dirty deals, the unconscious agreements that tell us that we have to overgive, struggle, prove, please, love me, and abandon our own needs in order to receive the basic survival bare minimum. And then we can write clean contracts. We can write contracts with money, with receiving, with our business and clients, with our relationships, our romantic ones, our family ones, our desires, our leadership, who we get to be in the world. And the example I gave in Plot Twist Day 2 was write the letter you want to receive. The one you want to receive. You can write new letters all the time. For me, they are so fun. And here's the difference between just writing a letter and putting words out there versus really connecting, having an experience with that thing. So I like to take something that feels like a problem, a real challenge, and transforming that to it being a gift or just dissolving the problem. And now it's a whole new thing. As you know, I've done with my husband and with Sean. Like Sean calls me, he's like, I love you, mom. Thank you, mom. Like he's just such a different person. Um, so I write not what I think that person would say or what money would say or what the house I want to buy would say, but what I want it to say. This is again where we are allowing and admitting our desires. The latest letter I wrote from Sean to me was like most of it's already true because we have a loving relationship. It's just amazing. And he's sober and happy. And the biggest change in it that I wrote was, and I'll read it to you later if there's time, was about like, oh my God, mom, you did it. You did it. It's real. You had your first $1 million year. Coaching isn't a scam. I get it. And then I went on to write some other stuff from him. And I realized that stuff is all already true. And one of the things that I wrote in here that's already true came true yesterday, literally yesterday. It's crazy. It's crazy. So the difference between, and this is like with affirmations too, the difference between just words and like, oh, I'm writing this letter, that would be really nice, da, 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 and affirmations, I am wealthy, I'm healthy, I'm happy, I'm in la la la. And it being something that actually can transform you from the inside out is the feeling, the emotion. If you feel it, and here's how you know: spontaneous burst of emotion. If you're laughing, or if you're crying, or if you feel something, feel this sense of relief, oh my God, wow, that feels good. And sometimes you can get that more when you do the next step. Well, no, not the next step, because there's 2 steps, but writing that letter that you really feel a change, and then reprogramming. Once you write the letter that really feels good, read it a million times. Brainwash yourself. Reprogram your mind to believe it. Because what is a belief? It's simply a thought you've thought enough times till you believe it. So yeah, we are conditioned to believe things, but we can override our beliefs actually pretty easily if we are focused. If we want a miracle max, we're going to put our attention on this, and we're going to make it important. We're going to clear our calendar from things that just keep us busy to look busy and to keep us from feeling bored or scared of being by ourselves with our thoughts. And we're going to focus our attention throughout the day, different periods of the day, and we're going to reprogram our brain. And then the next step, so we've got reveal, rewrite, reprogram, and then rehearse. Rehearse your future memories. This is where you create a symbolic scene. You're there, maybe on the plane, sitting in first class, going overseas to an experience that either you're leading or guiding, or you're part of, or you're being the guest at. Or you're on stage and you're giving the speech that is going to change people's lives because they hear that passion in your voice and the truth, and you hit something that's so deep within them, like, oh my God, I didn't know that. Like, I knew that, but I didn't have the words for it. And she just said the thing I needed to hear. Now, blah, 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 blah. You create your symbolic scene and you rehearse it. Rehearse your future memories. Play it over in your mind, fueling it with the elevated emotions. Maybe you're just like, oh, wow, I'm doing this. I'm so proud of myself. And I'm so excited for the new connections I'm making. I'm so loving being in the lap of luxury, whatever it is. You're going to fill it with rich detail and fuel it with your elevated emotions. And you then, why that's important? That's your training your nervous system. Oh, it's actually safe to speak on stage in front of 2,000 people. What am I thinking? um, or it's actually safe to allow a lover to touch me, to hold me, to love me, to lavish me with gifts. It's safe. I'm not going to be punished for this. I'm not going to be abandoned. This is safe. So rehearsing it actually trains your nervous system to expect it, to normalize it, and to allow it so you don't kick it out. And stuff may come up that you get to revisit and clean up, but that's why we're doing this. But when you are putting your 86,400 units of energy on your vision, fueling it and feeling the feelings of it, the neuroscience is you're creating new pathways. You're wearing down new pathways that are easier. It's like, oh, this is the freeway exit I'm going to go on, because now I'm making this like a habit. And the habit of complaining, of whining, of being overwhelmed and distracted, those habits are dying because you're not feeding them. And they're not getting any energy. And it's like a pathway in the long grass, in the tall grass. The one that you walk down a million times, that one's easy to find. and easy to access, while this one is overgrown with weeds. You can't even find it anymore. Wait, who was I when I was complaining all the time? Who was I when I was constantly under stress and reacting to other people? You will not recognize yourself if you do this work. um, and then you start acting as if you belong on that stage, you belong in first class, you belong in that relationship, you belong in that home. You act as if, you start to take action in alignment with it. Why do you think I raised my hand and said, yes, put me on stage in Living Brave Live in September in front of 2,000 people, the same stage that Amanda Frances is going to be on? Yes, do that. Because I've been practicing, rehearsing, becoming her. And here we are in less than 7 weeks. Hi. That's a big deal for me to get on the plane and go to Barcelona and wear, different clothes and experiment. Those are big things for me. And I'm so like so you think you have these expectations. Oh, what is going to happen? And living in the unknown and allowing for life to meet you on its edge. You're on your edge, and life will meet you right there when you are present. That's where the miracles show up. That's where these meetings of people you didn't know existed on the planet are like, oh my God. And somebody comes and say, oh, Gina Brogan, I see you. I saw you in the group and I saw you do this thing. And my God, you changed my life. And I've been writing the letters. And I mean, all these women who I have never even met before, didn't even know existed, are coming up to me saying, I wrote my letter. It's changing everything. I'm like, what? Really? Yay. And we when you act in alignment with who you are becoming, life will meet you there. And the next step and the next step and the next step comes. But when we are trying to control it all and we're like, oh, I don't know, I don't trust that to happen right, or I don't trust myself to make the right decisions, or what if I'm waiting for something outside of me to show me that it's okay, that's when you lose the magic. But when you are available for the absolute miracles, for the infinite opportunities, if you have a scope this wide, this big, that says, well, I know I'll either fail or succeed, or I'll get a little bit here, a little bit there, but really you're missing out on all of this, which is the unknown, the unknown. And when you look at the unknown and you say, but I like this, and you keep pulling it down and pulling it into your body and appreciating it and fueling it with more of your elevated emotions, now you are entangled with it in the quantum field. And now you are telling the universe, this is where I'm going. I believe it. See me walking in that direction. See me talking like her, acting like her, walking, speaking, thinking like her. You are becoming her. And the universe and the world all rearrange in the background to match that and to bring that and commingle this outcome, this experience, or the miracle, which the miracle could just be a chance meeting, a download, a divine download. Ooh, what if I did this idea? Or inspiration from maybe somebody said something, you go, oh my God, why didn't I think of that? So the miracle might not be a pile of money landing on your lap or one call. It can just be the inspiration to go this way or that way. Being in the expectation of my life is a miracle. I'm going to max out the miracles in my life today and every moment. I'm going to choose to see that there is a miracle right here, right now, even if it's an unpreferred experience. You go, well, there's a miracle here. And I'm not even going to look for it. I don't even have to know what it is. I'm just going to say, thank you. When you can thank everything and know, oh, this is here for me. Okay, thank you. And be so clean with yourself and loving with yourself in each and every moment. Now you're on the path to miracle maxing. And when you live in this presence with the miracle, you're in a new field. You're in the quantum field of love or above. I trust, I believe that I am here on purpose, with purpose, for purpose. And then you start to receive. You receive. It could be the pile of money, it could be the partner, but it doesn't have to be. It can just be like a feeling. And when you can max out your feelings of, ooh, I might feel uncomfortable right now because I've stepped outside of my comfort zone, but I'm going to keep moving in this direction because I know that when I stack brave acts of courage, I develop confidence. And what a lot of people do is they'll take one or two brave acts of courage, and then piles of money don't fall out of the sky. And you're like, I gotta go back. I gotta go back. It's not safe out there. And a lot of people would do this, like, whatever you call that. But we don't judge ourselves. We go, you know what? There's a part of me that's still being protective, still wanting to be safe. And this is where, Stephanie, as you were asking earlier, like, who do I be? Harsh or soft? Trusting that there's a time to say, you know what? I know you're scared, but we're doubling down. I'm moving forward anyway. I am trusting the unknown. I cannot tell you how many times I have had to walk through extreme discomfort, where I establish a boundary, set a new standard, or invest in something way out of my comfort zone, and had to hold the unknown in faith. And I can look back and go, wow, look how that turned out. That was crazy. But in the moment, it is never easy. And when I am in rooms with people who are making hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars, they still claim to experience that discomfort of the unknown. Oh my God, what did I just say? What did I just do? And it might apply to them in social situations, financial situations, making big investments to go bigger. And it's not about chasing bigger investments, but it's about just following who you become, who you are becoming. Um, when I was left, like I left my husband and then had a rebound relationship with Mark, and then that didn't work out. I kept, dating these different guys, and I was learning so much about myself. And I have this one client who came to me after a relationship breakdown. She was devastated. She had moved across the country for this guy, and he just left her in the middle of Texas in a trailer or something. And she called me a few months later. She stalked me on Instagram. She found me. She reached out to me. She said, I will do anything if you can help me. And I did. And I said, okay, here's what we're going to do. And we talked about boundaries. We talked about standards. We talked about taking care of yourself, all the same things, all back to basics. Health, are you meditating? Are you moving your body? Are you journaling and keeping a vision of what type of relationship you want? And are you honoring your boundaries? And this woman had no sense of boundaries. She's such a generous woman, a big giant heart. And she kept getting hurt over and over, not only by men, but by friends and in business situations. And I mean, I don't know, maybe it was 6 months or so where now her dates started to really improve. And but the thing that separated her from a lot of other clients was she would just tell me everything. She had no filter. She would say, oh yeah, I went out with this guy, and well, yeah, we did have sex, but da 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 da. And I mean, she would just tell me everything because she was so committed to wanting to change her life. And she later on so every partner she went with just slightly improved, but she allowed me to just say, just tell me everything that you're seeing. Rip off the band-aid. Don't be, pussyfoot around. And I say, well, why did you let him do that? Why did you drive to him? Why did you let him come into your apartment and smoke weed with you or whatever? I would just question everything she allowed these men to do. And she tightened up her boundaries fast because she had no training ever before. And she is now married to this amazing man who doesn't let her pay for anything, who and they have two beautiful children. And she just, because she did this work of rehearsing her future memories, she called me the other day and she's like, oh my God, Gina, you are not going to believe this. I can't tell anybody else because she doesn't want to tell it out loud in public. She's like, I've told my husband, he knows, and I had to tell somebody. No, I didn't tell you. And she's like, I just made like $150,000 in my business, and all I'm doing is this. She kind of has a high profile. I mean, she's not like a major celebrity or anything, but she has a kind of a high profile. And she's like, I can't believe it. I mean, all I did was I just went to bed every night and was like, oh, $8,000 a month would be nice. And then she started making it. And it's like every single thing that she has desired, she has manifested by the basics, taking care of herself, having high standards for who gets in, having a vision, and holding on loosely, not too tight, not gripping, not needy, not desperate, just like, ooh, having this, interesting relationship with her life. And she and her husband are so well matched. It's crazy. And I mean, now she's like, I hope things don't change in our dynamic when I start making more money than him. I feel like that's a whole other conversation. You really should talk to Amanda Frances about that. um, but because the masculine feminine is really on par. Yes, Stephanie.
Yes. Well, it's really a tough and intense process. I didn't tell you, but I did 3 months of intense group therapy
Mm-hmm.
with learning to set boundaries, the
Mm,
things you just said there,
yeah.
taking responsibility that you are responsible for everything, that no one is coming to save you, no one is coming to do it for you. You have to take action. You have to take action. I learned this. I mean, this lesson I learned in such a hard way. So I took action to find my house. I've
Mm-hmm.
taken action to find a little job. I'm taking action, but the thing is, I get very tired and exhausted, and I'm still in this. I have challenges with money. I'm like, um, I have not. I don't know. It's so exhausting because I have not gone like I'm not on the top of the mountain. I'm still like in this. It's yeah. It's just the money thing is just still
Yeah.
a challenge. It keeps
Um,
on being a challenge, and it's exhausting. But
I
I
hear
know it's
that.
because I have to step up. I
Yeah.
have to step up.
So there's a lot that we can totally dig into there because the money thing it's a relationship just like anything else. And like, and I talked a lot about this in Plot Twist. The every relationship is a character playing a role in our inner drama. We're writing it. We're writing this dream, this experience, right? And so the work really is to see like how is it like there's a lot I go into for looking at this relationship differently. How is it paying off? There's always a payoff for what we are choosing. And knowing that and still going, okay, well, what is the payoff? The more we do this work and we pull out this stuff and we can honestly look at ourselves and we can look at, okay, what is it? Okay, so here's a way to look at it. If I say, I want this beautiful partner, or I want this amazing business, and I want these kind of clients who show up like this and who work like this and who do the work and get the experience and have the transformations. Who do I have to be? How do I have to show up on the other side of that relationship? So that's one piece to it. And then, like I'm like I did with my ex-husband, I was playing a role that I thought he perceived me as. And so when I killed that role and I said, oh, he no longer perceives me that way. He perceives me as, somebody who's really good with money, somebody who's a great mother. He's so happy, so proud, and all those things. And he takes responsibility for his part. That just, unraveled so much shit. And I can say I have not had a relationship like that since, a friendship or anything. Like, I mean, that was cleaned up. And then I got to do it again with my son, completely transformed that relationship, which I don't even know like how that happened, but it's amazing because I mean that boy, and I promise, I mean, I have been writing what he's experiencing right now for a few years, and it felt like complete, he will never be happy. He's not a happy person. He's on the spectrum, he's grumpy, but he tells me regularly, I am happy with my life. I'm like, what? To be sober, to be committed to sobriety, to have a sponsor, to go to meetings. This autistic kid who said, oh, I can't go to meetings, I can't be in a room with people. He's like, he had a little incident the other night where he and his girlfriend were fighting and he was kind of behaving a little obnoxious. I said, Sean, what's been going on? He's like, you know what? I haven't been to a meeting in a few days. I think that really takes me off. I'm like, get to a meeting. So like, and he's full-time employed. He's responsible. He lives in a cute apartment. He's an amazing dad. Like all of this stuff is what? In a matter of a year and a half? This is some magic shit. And so, and for the transformation of my client, like when she locked in the relationship stuff and really lived it for years, and like the shoe never dropped, like the guy never said, oh, you've been taking all my money, he never got weird on her. They're still very happy together, they're so well aligned, and they knew it from the beginning. Then she got to relax and go into, well, I want to kind of do this work from home business, and it's like literally taking off. I mean, granted, she had some real social media skills going into it, which I think helped, but that's part of who she is. So where this work and today's miracle maxing is really about is like, okay, life isn't always going to be perfect. It's not going to present what we want when we want it. There's real stuff going on, but still, I get to show up at the highest vision. So no matter what my son was going through and the horrible pain and anxiety and addiction and shit that he got himself into, I could continue to come here and read it. That's why I think it's important to write this stuff down, write that letter, read it over and over, and then it becomes true in my consciousness deep down. And I start observing that reality and turning away from that reality more and more and more. This is why, being on your own right now is so valuable, because you're not constantly faced with the harshness of living with somebody who is difficult or challenging. Um, and when it becomes true for you, you start acting like it, and then you start relating to that person from this place. Like, oh, I believe in you. I trust you. I know this is working. And then some part of them starts to calibrate. It's their choice, not always, and maybe they'll vibe on out, but people can calibrate up to your frequency, up to your belief system. And that is like the quantum realm, the field at work. And why it's challenging when we're doing the dance between the quantum and the physical is that the physical has our attention all the time. And we're overdeveloped in our five senses and underdeveloped in our sixth sense. But when we can spend some time developing that sixth sense, developing our inner world, our conversation with our higher self, with the field, that becomes undeniable. And when you spend enough time there and you're actually like, I can observe something I don't like, but you know what? I'm going to clean it up in here and I'm going to be okay with it. I'm not going to put my attention on it. I'm going to put my attention on where I'm going, what I'm creating, who I'm becoming, and be in the quantum field and bring my body, bring my heart, bring my mind here. This is undeniable. This is so much stronger. You know, if you've ever heard of or read the book Power versus Force by David Hawkins, man, get the Cliff Notes. Just like, you know, I think you can have ChatGPT like just say, hey, give me the summary of Power versus Force. Or I do have the PDF of it, I believe. I have the PDF that I can literally just send to you, because I think Maria had it and sent it to me. She's got one of his David Hawkins books. Really powerful guy. When you are using personal power and presence over force, that's the external manipulators, the manipulation, control, energy that we put into changing something on the external. So like, oh, I got to work really hard to get in shape, make money, do all this stuff, make sure these people aren't mad at me. And blah, blah, blah. That's what exhausts us, because we're not living in alignment with our highest identity, with who we came here to be. And that's why we get sick and we get tired and we are drawn, our energy is drained. So the more we can just focus our energy on this vision, and that's why I say if you can pick one vision, one area of your life. And I remember I was working with Amanda Frances back in 2016, and we were trying to kind of look at all these, you know, I was going through the divorce custody, like court battle. It was expensive. It was insane. I was working full time, had the two kids. Sean never saw his dad, so he was with me all the time. It was a hard time in my life. And Amanda, one day, she was just like, you know what? What if, because instead of trying to fix this and that and build a business, what if you just focus on getting money? Let's just focus on you getting more money. And she said, and this was just her being intuitive or whatever. She's like, why don't you just create a God box and write what you want in a piece of paper and put it in your God box? And I was like, that's a good idea. And I did. I had lawyer bills that I didn't know how I was going to pay off. And so I just wrote on my thing, oh, this lawyer bill is paid in full. It's done. It's taken care of. Thank you for showing me that. And then I had the forensic accountant, the one who counts everybody's money. I had that one, $8,000. I just said, write that off too. And I put it in the God box and forgot about it. And then I don't know if it was a matter of weeks later or a couple of months later, but I was sitting there at a coffee shop in Santa Monica, and I just got this idea. Why don't I just write an email to my lawyer, to the forensic accountant, because the case was done. We were done. It was over. And they knew that my ex-husband, he beat my lawyers. He was smarter than his lawyers were smarter than beat them. And so anyway, they knew the situation. And I said, hey, I'm, you know my position, my situation here. Can you relieve my outstanding bill? The forensic accountant did. She wrote off $5,000, $8,000. And the lawyer said, you know what? If you pay off half, I'll write off the other half. That was like another 5,000. So I'm like, oh, okay. Money works in all these different ways. And I actually got very good at manifesting like miracle money, like one-offs and things like that. And then in 2021, I became good at creating my coaching business and calling in great clients, amazing clients. The one who's now married and doing all her things, got my clients married to high value men all around the world. I mean, I had somebody in Tasmania, I had somebody in, let's see, across the country, somebody up in Oregon, somebody in Connecticut, all these women meeting high value men because they stopped dealing with the bullshit and they started loving themselves more and valuing themselves more and having amazing standards. And so I was able to actually make money. I'm like, oh my God, I'm actually making money, like making a living doing work I'm here to do. And this is amazing. And it's like the transformations are real. And because I wasn't super clean with my energy with money, and I wasn't like, oh, I started to see it as a trade-off in my time. I'm like, oh. And then I had a coach at that point who was like, okay, now you're doing like this much, $10,000 a month. What are we going to do to get to 20? And I was looking at how much energy and time I was putting into getting getting the clients and supporting the clients. I was like, I don't want $20,000. Okay, bye. I don't want to work more. I knew at that point that I really value. I mean, that's why I left my job. I valued my freedom, my time, and I knew my life force energy was not enhanced. And I didn't have any reason to want $20,000. And that's when I kind of left that working with that coach because she was like, more, more, more. That was her stage in life, and that was fine. But my yes, we will be having more. This will be recorded, Helene. And so I kind of let go of like the money thing. And then my dad got sick, and I was kind of just drifting around, and Sean's addiction was getting worse. And so I had my business, but it was just on, what do you call this? It was just static. It was fine. And this is where power over force comes into play. Now I understand I can be just as effective with transforming clients' lives without draining myself. I can be just as powerful in attracting and calling in the right clients, the ones who like my unique packaging, my one of a kind unicorn magic medicine. And then speak to, have offers and opportunities at different levels without more exhaustion, without more work, because I understand how to leverage and leverage not only my powers, but my powers with the universe, my powers with divine, my powers with inspiration and thought. And that's where I joined this new mastermind. And that's exactly what she teaches. And she also teaches, which the other one didn't, and it's amazing. She teaches about like, you design your business, you design your messaging exactly how you want. It doesn't have to be like this. And so where I'm going with this is that we all have like magic medicine that when we tap into it, when we speak the truth, when we speak from our heart, people can feel us. There's no performance. So it's all about, melting the protective walls around our heart and saying what's true, telling stories. One of the things I was not very good at before was telling, like, here's my life in real time. I wasn't really doing that very well. I would with my inner circle, with my mastermind. Hi, Luca. You can get up. Go ahead. You got it. Up. Good boy. Want help? Do you want me to help you? You got it. What a big boy. But like, anyway, the more safety I created around wait, I don't have to pretend or project or hide who I am in this moment, what I'm really going through, because that's what helps people relate to me and see me as a real human being and feel a deeper connection. Um, and one of the things in the plot twist in the course, the bonus video is be found, felt, and fed. There's like, let be visible online, let people see you, or in your community, wherever you are, like take up space, shine, signal your heart, and let people feel you, because you have nothing to protect. In my defenselessness, my safety lies. I stop protecting and defending myself, people feel me, and I'm much more radiant and attractive, right? So when people can feel you, then you will be fed by the right people, or paid, get paid to be you. And it's like, this is the work we do to magnetize the right people to us and to repel the wrong ones. To say, no, if you aren't into me, blah, 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 that's fine. And if you're struggling to be seen right now, Stephanie, that's okay, because it's awareness. Oh, that's where you can look deeper and go, what is it that I don't want people to see? What is it that I'm afraid of?
The thing is,
And, uh-huh.
I really feel, I mean, I have to, I have to jump into it. I feel the urge to express, to open up, to express now, because otherwise I'm keeping everything inside, and it's just like,
Yes,
it's closing me down. It
it's
feels
clogged.
painful, and that's
Yeah.
what I'm doing this, and it's just not getting better, because I know I need to open up, and I know that, yeah.
Well, yeah, and let's just say I'm ready. I'm ready to, and I'm going to allow myself to, in that divine walking the fine line. You don't want to like tell it, spew everything like a volcano, because it has to spew out of you. But I'm going to start to share in a way that feels authentic and good to me, in an expanding way. Maybe I'm going to have a small Facebook group. Maybe I'm going to create something in my community where women can express themselves through writing, whatever it is, but you're doing it in a way, it's like, I know I have to get this out. I know I recorded something recently about how when we don't, I don't know if I put it out there yet, how when we hold things in, like if you hold in a burp or a fart or your poop or whatever, you get sick inside. And that's like inflammation. Um, and so that's what you're feeling is happening. So when, that is needing to come through for you, you get to decide what that looks like. And you get to create bigger and bigger, like who you're going to share it with. And that's one of the things that I have realized. Women are very lonely right now. Women are very isolated. They're very protective. And that's why I design rooms like this, because I keep seeing it. I keep seeing how women, even when I was at that thing in Barcelona with 60 other women who are very, very successful, each and every one of them is going through something. And when you get into a room where you can be fully witnessed, yes, I'm crushing it. Yes, this is working out. Yes, this is amazing. And still, I feel this, or I feel nervous to do this, or I want to do this, but I don't know how. And that's a very, very powerful place to be when you get into a room of safe women, safe people, not people who are going to project or fix or whatever, but to just simply be witnessed. And when we start doing that for ourselves, like I went through like last week, I forget, it was before or after Barcelona, where I kept feeling like this emotion wanting to come through me, like tears. I was holding stuff in. And I remember that feeling when I used to have a job and I would be at work and something would happen. I would just want to bubble over with tears, but I really couldn't. And I was like, oh, I'm stuffing it in. And I knew then that there was something to that, to me recognizing, oh, that's not good. I'm not in an environment that allows me to be fully me. Um, and the boss I had at that time, he was exactly energetically my ex-husband. I was like, oh, this is interesting. So I knew, and I had a Reiki healer who was working with me at this point. I knew, I said, why, I'm ready to leave that job, but I haven't yet. She goes, you still have work to do with this boss because you have energy with him. And I'm like, oh, and I was like, oh, you're right. And I knew what I needed to do. I needed to ask him a big question and be okay with whatever his answer was. Because when he first hired me on, he said, oh, great. Okay. I want you to work with me for the next 16 years. That's what, that's when I'll be retiring. And one of the things he threw out there, like they hired me in 15 minutes. It was like, what? Like they loved me. And I was very good for that position in many ways. But it was more of a karmic divine, like we got some energy. I know they had energy with me too. There were only two guys in this office and they were older, very certain ways that they did things. And I was like, woo, becoming a free spirit. But anyway, he's like, he threw out there, yeah, and maybe every other Friday you could potentially work from home. I was like, whoop, whoop. That really stuck with me. And before I quit, I knew I had to ask him about that. I had to go into his office and say, yeah, I want to talk to you about this. And this was very hard for me. And I remember being afraid to do it. And I gave myself a deadline. And I said, okay, by Friday at 4 o'clock, you better be asking him. Otherwise, you're going to let this moment pass. 4 o'clock came, and I'm like telling myself, this is a quest for you. You have to do this. So I went in there and I go, okay, Jeff, I need to talk to you. I pulled myself together and I said, I remember when you hired me 2 years ago, blah, blah, blah. And I said, I would really like to have every other Friday off. And he said, no, I'm not comfortable with that. I said, okay, thanks. And that was the answer I knew. And then it was very shortly after that that I quit. But I had to do that. I had to say with a clear intention what I wanted and be okay with whatever his answer was. And that was a big thing for me. So I'm not sure how I got there from where we were, but somehow it needed to be said.
Oh.
So anyway, it's so funny. Where are we? Oh shit, we're at an hour and a half. Okay.
Yeah, I need to go soon.
Okay. So I just want to talk about miracle maxing because I want you to be completely obsessed with a vision and pour your devotion and your energy and your attention and your focus into this vision. This is not to be like half-assed about or, oh, I'm going to be like, that would be nice. I want you to decide that this is where I'm going. I've come too far to only come this far, and I want to go there fast. I am tired of where I'm sitting. I don't want to continue to have to repeat and heal and repeat and heal and all that. I actually want to move. And where this change is going to be is in reprogramming your mind and observing, this is my vision, not my complaint. When somebody says, hey, how are you doing? You're going to say, I'm amazing. I'm creating something so big and exciting. I can't wait. You're not going to say, oh, well, my back hurts and I have this whatever and that, and my ex is doing this or my parents are doing, like, no, where you don't even, the shit doesn't get on your radar. And this is a thing that I have noticed So many people are so addicted to the bullshit. They're so addicted to their victim story. They don't even know it. And people lead with it. It's like, no, no, no. We're not doing it. Quantum rebels lead with the vision. Who wants to come with me? We are going to be making millions. We are going to be happy, healthy, wealthy, in love. I've created that with, I mean, I didn't create it with my son, but co-created it with my son. I decided that's all I've ever wanted. And now that's sorted. Boom. Now I'm ready to create miracles with women who are ready to make their lives their own, to speak the truth through their vessel, to make the money that will support. And so back to the Amanda Frances saying, hey, how about we just focus on making money? That is a thing that can release you. It will give you confidence. It will give you the freedom, and it will change your relationship with yourself. And when you make it okay to make money, wow, when you make it okay to ask for money in exchange of your life force energy, where you're not in the way that you're going to a job and you're being drained of your 86,400 energy units, but you're being sourced, you're being resourced because it's an energy exchange that fuels you. When I come and I do these things, I am fueled, I am fired up because it is what I'm here to do. When you do the life that you're here to do, you live in alignment with your purpose. That's when you fuel your energy. That you never run out of ideas. You never run out of the energy. You just keep going. You develop the confidence to keep taking those brave acts of courage. And then you literally become a different person through the reprogramming, through the calibration. And you magnetically draw from the infinite field to your experience the money, the people, the love, the desires that you have on your heart and you've allowed yourself to say you want. And this is why I created the plot twist. This is why I'm here for Miracle Maxing, because I want you to be passionate and obsessed, delusionally obsessed with your vision. That means you must say no to certain things. You must say no to the dirty deals that you're keeping alive because of fear. Oh, I got to go do this. I got to go do this thing because otherwise I'm going to get in trouble or I won't be safe. Fuck that. See if you get in trouble. Likely you won't. What if your freedom is the thing you must run toward? And that is in the fear. Running towards your fear is the freedom. Saying the things you're afraid to say and watching how people come closer to you. The aligned people, the ones who can love you, can support you, can pour back into you. Quantum rebel women, they're visionaries. They're ready because they've survived things and they're sick of just surviving. Now it's time to pour into myself and to give to the world. And I know because of the observer effect, I know that what I observe settles into material action, settles into, so what used to be a wave, when I observe it, I don't know if you know about the double slit experiment, that when I observe something, it becomes true. When I take my observation away from something, this is how we can rewrite the past, it becomes irrelevant. And what if I observe myself on the stage, on the planes, in supporting all these people, women going, oh my God, thank you, which has already happened, and I keep pouring into that, more of it happens. But I cannot take these steps and go only so far and then go, oops, it's not working out exactly the way I planned. I have got to keep moving forward. This is why I bring people together. This is why I offer coaching. This is why when you want to collapse, I say, no, we do not co-sign the collapse. We continue and hold the space for what's happening now, what's real right now. Oh, my bank account says this. Yeah, but what does this bank account say? The one in your vision, the one you know is happening when you meet it and when you become the match for it. This is the scary unknown. And
Yeah, and I know that it's because I can feel that I feel that I've I'm still in the survival, the stress survival, all this. I'm still
Yeah.
in that, like, and then it's like, if you want to move forward, you need to take action. You need to take action. You need to keep momentum. You need to, and it's all. So it's there's work to do. That's how it is.
Yes. And let me
It's
tell you,
not. But if you have the passion, if you find your passion, if you then it becomes, of course, that's the difference.
yes. And about taking action and keep moving, it's the aligned action.
Yes.
It's the aligned, not the scattered action. Not the, oh, let me do this, let me do that, let me do that.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
very easy to get caught up in scattered action when we're online too. It's like, oh, that I could do this. It's highly confusing and overwhelming. But when we carve out that time and we say, what do I really want? What do I really want? And we write that and we see the vision and we create that symbolic scene that comes straight from our desires. We rehearse that, we will be guided and we will know the right action. We will know the right action because it will light up. The path will light up. Um, and that requires cutting off action that is not coming with us. Like, what does this version of me do? Well, she doesn't race to rescue her son. She doesn't, what else don't I do that, like, I don't go out and get a job to get a little bit of money because I'm afraid that this is, no, I just trust. I know I've made these big investments and I know deep in my knower, it's going to meet me. It's going to meet me. I don't know how, and that's not my job. And this being on the leading edge is not comfortable. And that's why we practice being uncomfortable and settling. Okay, I am safe here. I am safe because nobody can take away my I am. Who I am can't be destroyed. And that's a tough one for people to get when we're doing the dance between human and quantum. It's very difficult, but when you know it, you can't unknow it. The things I've manifested over the last 10 years are absolutely out of control wild. And it's, I can't, I cannot deny it. And right now I'm in a place where I'm doing it on a bigger level than I ever have before, but I've done it so many times. I'm just, okay, show me, show me, show me. And that's why I'm here now. I'm like, I want to show other people too. And when we repeatedly observe what we desire, repeatedly spend time in the energy, the emotional, the physical energy of that experience, what we speak becomes louder. What we focus on shapes in the world around us. And what we rehearse becomes the identity. When I act like this, I get on the planes, I sign up for the stages, I host these things. I keep saying, this is me, this is what I'm doing. And I'm feeding this version of me and letting the old version die. She has to die.
Okay, 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 okay.
So
Thanks
here's,
a lot for your.
yes, it drives me. It's like I can't stop. So your miracle maxing practice for the next 7 days, you're going to write your letter and I want you to read it over and over in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, read it however many times you want to. And where the constant renewing of our mind, that can happen 100 times a day, where you're faced with, you've got a million doorways. And the doorway of what if it doesn't work? What if I fail? What if they don't like me? What if those doors are always available. And also, what if it's bigger than I ever could have imagined? You've got to keep walking through the door of what if it works better than I could have imagined? And that's where our power is. That's where very few people will walk through that door. Identify the old obsession. Each time you catch yourself going into another door, go, I'm not, that door is, I'm closing that door. It's tempting, it's seductive, but I'm going through this door, the door of the unknown and the door of what I desire. The old obsession is making you, us, sick, fearful, weak, poor, sad, lonely, angry. But we can just go, oh, I see you, door. I'm going to go this way. 1,000 times a day. What does the woman creating my desired reality focus on next? And then take one vision, and I'm going to send this to you in notes. One next level identity action per day. Just act like her. Maybe you're going to reach out to somebody and say, hey, do you want to start a thing? Or do you want to do this? Maybe you're going to put online, hey, I want to do yoga groups, or I want to teach this, or I want to do healing around blah, 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 blah. One message, one conversation, one boundary, one act of self-honoring. You know what? Today I'm not going to do this. I'm going to go do yoga, or I'm going to meditate, or I'm going to do breath work. And then you start to gather evidence. Number 4, at the end of each day, write down 3 pieces of evidence, 3 miracles. This is how you stack the evidence, and your Raz keeps finding more than, oh, you like this? Let's get more. Let's get more. And that's how you go into a virtuous cycle, a virtuous spiral up versus a vicious cycle. We're going on a virtuous spiral. And evidence can look like, like the miracles, like a thought, a new connection, somebody saying yes, a new opportunity, a new miracle, actual money falling from the sky, whatever that is. And then what I want to invite you to do, so that's your practice. You write the story, you're going to read the story, you're going to rehearse the story, that vision, rehearse your future memories, create that symbolic scene, and feel it like, oh my God, this is amazing. What? And you're hugging people, and they're hugging you, and they're saying, oh my God, thank you so much. And they're saying, oh, take my credit card. And they're throwing their credit cards at you. You're like, whoo, okay, let me catch the credit card. And you create a way to catch the credit cards. You have a payment pathway. So it's easy for people. Hey, you want to throw your credit card at me? Here you go. And in exchange, I'm going to give you this thing that I am in love with, and I know you will be too. And that's how you create a whole new life. And that's what we're doing. So this call, if it has shown you that you are ready for deeper support, you're ready to go bigger, you're not just looking for like, oh, I want to have more processes, or I want to know more information, but I actually want support. I want to be in the room where I am activated higher. I am feeling like, oh, wow, this feels really supportive and good and is inspiring me. This is the exact kind of work we do in the Quantum Rebel room. This is the room I am designing for massive, massive Quantum Rebel visionaries. This is for women who are ready to be fully supported, witnessed, and challenged. I am not going to co-sign your collapse or your chaos. I am going to challenge. I am going to turn away from whatever you want to say about like, oh, but this is happening. That's not here. You can have an actual like challenge to go through that we can meet, but it's not going to be on repeat. It's not going to be a pattern. You're stepping out of the pattern. You are ready to be expanded and say, fuck this shit. I am not doing this anymore. I am ready to find my voice and be strong and continue to connect with my next identity. This is not for a decision made out of fear or panic or self-abandonment. This is for women who are making courageous, bold, resourced decisions from truth and devotion, and I am ready for this future that I can see and feel. If that's you, I've got a place. I've got a place at different levels. So I've got an application for people who want to reach into the highest level of support, where it is the Quantum Rebel, the Quantum Rebel room, which is a mastermind. And I'm going to tell you really quick about it. This mastermind is a wild because I've never seen anything like it. And it is where we have our calls. Every month, I'll be sharing a training, a deep dive, and Q&A and all of that. And also every month, a new person will be showing up as the expert, and you will be sharing your magic medicine, your unicorn kiss. You must be prepared. You get to shine in front of the room. You get to grab the mic and hold the stage and share your magic medicine, because that's what a true mastermind is. A true mastermind is where everybody brings expertise and magic to the experience. It's not just one person having group coaching. That's just a group coaching. This is where you are a leader, you are an expert, and you get to be on stage. And what happens there is now you've got intellectual property. Now you've got testimonials from the people who got to receive from you. You get to give and receive. Now you've got feedback about how to make it even better. So that's one thing that I'm obsessed with about this. It sets it apart. Also, you get to come to Living Brave Live with me in September in Denver, where I'm speaking on stage with all these other powerhouses, and I've got the ticket for you. And you get 3 calls with me in the 6-month container, or 6 calls in the 1-year container. And we get our group Telegram. So that's where we connect as a group, supporting each other wherever, in whatever way we need, or calling each other up, or calling each other out, holding each other accountable, and really moving each other through our big, big moves. Once we step out of our zone, we're going to want to come back, but we do not co-sign the collapse. So the other thing you get is an accountability buddy. You and somebody else are going to be in contact daily. This is where it changes. When you have to check in with somebody and say, hey, I did that thing. And they're going to be on the other side cheering you on and saying, I knew you could, I knew you could, I knew you were scared, and I knew you could do it. There is nothing more powerful than having that buddy right there with you. You are not going through life alone. And I tell you what, that is worth everything. That has been a game changer for me. So I have some other opportunities to work together. I've got, that is the mastermind, the Rebel, Quantum Rebel room. This is where we are in a room. Then I also have the one-on-one plan with somebody who just wants to work one-on-one and have me together.
I'm not listening. I'm not listening because I'm too tired. Can you send it to me?
Yeah.
Because then I can through it.
Yeah, I'm going to send all of this. Yes.
It's the evening here. It's the
Yes,
evening.
I know. That's right. It's late for you.
Yeah, it's like well late, but it's what time is it? Yeah, almost 10 p.m.
Oh, okay. I thought it was later.
No.
Yeah, you don't have to listen. I'm going to keep talking though.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yes.
But thanks, Tina. Thanks so much. Thanks so much. Good to see you, and
Congratulations on your new house and on your next identity coming through. Yeah, very good to see you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Good to see you.
You too.
Good to see you, Stephanie. Is she already on?
You too. Oh,
Okay. And I want to talk about,
I
so I
don't know
do
what
want to talk
happened.
about 3 others, actually, ways to get in and get some real help here, because I know that's the thing that changes. So there is a one-on-one thing that's a higher level investment. That's spending a year with me, and we just have more one-on-one help and support and vision work and branding work. And that's for somebody who's ready to take her business to the next level. And that is where you're going to come out to California in wine country. We're spending 2 days together, and we're going to do some branding and some mapping out with your message clarity, with your unique magic medicine. And I'm looking for the notes here so I don't forget any of the details. Where is it? La la la. Wood, please. Where is it? Huh. Anyway, I think I remember everything. Oh, and for the Rebel Room, Quantum Rebel Room, we have an in-person retreat. So not only do you get to come to Denver with me on September 9th and 10th and see the next level rock star experience and be in that room where people are completely operating on a whole different level, and you get to help me, cheer me on stage. Thank you. But we are going to a whole other in-person experience retreat where we're going to do this in person, and you're going to show up and you're going to have a stage and you're going to have a camera and you're going to have videos and you're going to have photos of you being on stage. That those are your receipts. You are doing it. You are that leader. And I tell you what, that is going to bring so much confidence to your life. And we will craft your message together. We will get your clarity. We'll help you with your unique magic medicine. And once you get on that stage and you are delivering something that people are receiving, you can't replace that. Like, nobody can ever take that away from you. And I promise you, that is such a big game changer. And so to have that, and to have that something you get to take away and you get to use for your branding, your social media, and your marketing, that's huge. But not only that, you get to be in the room, physically communicating with, hugging, and sharing energy, sharing oxygen with these women who you've gotten to know in the mastermind, and you adore, you love, you give and receive. You're having meals with, you're laughing with, you're crying with, we're doing meditations with, we're going on mini adventures with, and they get to give you feedback on your medicine, and they get to give you testimonials. That is the kind of thing that is so unbelievably powerful to change your life. And the value of that cannot be underestimated. It has always been such a game changer for me. And in terms of my confidence, in terms of my energy, in terms of what I know to be true for myself, which is how I have continued to move myself forward, continue to show up confidently and courageously and say, I am here because these people are looking for me. They are receiving the help that I have to give. And I want that for you. I really, really do. It will change your life. Now, there's one, so I have applications for all of these. Now, I also have the opportunity, if you're not ready for that investment, you're not ready to jump into a mastermind, but you want to come out to Northern California and spend 2 days with me, I've got that as a standalone offer. And that is where we spend 2 days and I put you up in luxury and we go deep into your messaging. We go deep into you. We clear away all of the anxiety and the fears and the stuff in your way. And we craft your message. We give you a brand photo shoot, which is like, oh my God, amazing. And you share your medicine. We'll give you the opportunity. I'm going to give you the opportunity where you're going to be sharing your message on camera. And so you're going to take away that intellectual property, that confidence, that, oh my gosh, wow, I have something of value that people actually want. So getting in the room, having the physical experiences is taking all of this stuff off of theory and into the real world, which is where a lot of people are needing to go. You need to get away from the computer and get in real life, around real life people, and share your magic medicine. They are looking for you and they can't see it, but you need the confidence, and I promise that will help you. And if that is not quite something you're ready for, but you want ongoing help with me, I've got a 3-month container where we can do some one-on-one work together. And that is something that we will go deep into. We'll do the same things, and I'm going to have you focused. I'm going to keep calling you up. I'm going to keep inviting you up. I'm not co-signing your collapse, but I'm going to have you focus on doing this work. We don't do excuses. We do the work. What is your job here is to continue to be obsessed with who you are becoming and what your vision is. and trusting that she is guiding you. Your higher self is guiding you, and it's time now. It's time to cut the excuses. It's time to stop hiding. It's time to show up now. So we've got the year-long mastermind, getting in the rebel room, quantum rebel room. That's where you get a lot of support, a lot of exposure to somebody else. That's where you step on the stage and you share your medicine with the group. That's where you have an accountability buddy. That you're coming to Denver in September. You're getting on a plane. You're finding the money. You're getting the time away. And you're saying, it is my time. Everybody else figure yourselves out. And then we're having our own experience. And just think luxury, water, ocean, loving, changing, challenging, amazing experiences, meals, meditation, and sharing your magic and getting that camera in front of that camera and taking away that intellectual property and that you are just building on and building on and building on. We're going to craft your offers. We're going to give people places to throw their credit cards to. We're no longer pretending we don't want to do this for money. It is important for you to be paid well for your amazing work. Stop devaluing yourself. Get paid to be you. I'm just so obsessed with you guys getting paid to be you. So I'm going to send out a sheet so you can see these are the exact offers. I have applications for all of the higher end offers. But if you want to jump in and say, I need help now, and I want to just jump into a 3-month container, that is still an investment, but you can do a payment plan where we are just doing some messenger coaching, and you do get a call in the beginning. We're going to map out everything for you. And then you get a call halfway through. I have that offer too. You don't need to apply to it. You can just throw me your credit card. So these are the offers that I have created because I know what women need right now to speak up, to show up, to be the best versions of themselves. Any questions? I'm here. Thank you for listening also. But I want to know, is there anything that you have a question about? And I'm going to send out the applications. I want to bring the energy down into the present. I want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up for you. Thank you for showing up for me. And thank you for showing up for the people who are looking for you right now. And we are complete. I love you and have a fabulous day. Miracle maxing. Become delusionally obsessed with your vision. Let everything else go and watch how the universe rearranges to support where you're going. The people you're doing work for, they will take care of themselves. All the dirty deals, they need to go. Amen. And so it is. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. All right. Bye-bye.